If you're looking for a free WordPress theme to build a news website or a free WordPress theme to build a magazine website, you'll want to watch this video. In this one, we're using the free version of ColorMag theme to build this exact website during the tutorial. Now, this is perfect for news websites, perfect for magazine websites. We're using the free theme and we're using the free version of Elementor to build the pages. So free themes, free plugins, no expense needed to complete this tutorial. It looks great. It looks professional. It looks just like what a mainstream news media website would use on their own website. So very professional, very corporate looking, good on mobile, good on desktop. So let's get going. I'm Alex from IdeaSpot, so I've set this up as Idea News, and we're going to show you all the steps you need to set up this site and get it running for your project. So in this case, this is the style of website that I've done, but there are several free templates we can use to get other sort of styles of magazines. So I'll show you those in just a second. So I'm going to be using the ColorMag theme. This is free on WordPress.org. You can just download it through the themes in your WordPress dashboard, 100,000 installs and 5-star reviews. So very good looking theme from ColorMag. This works really well with Elementor. It's been a while since I've done an Elementor video, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. We're going to do this news or magazine style site using ColorMag theme, free version of the theme, free version of Elementor. So like I said, I'm using this dark style magazine, but there's lots of different styles suitable for fashion blogging, beauty blogging, general news, corporate news. There's lots here. I think there's about 22 and 7 or 8 of them are free. So there's good choices even in the free version. I'm going to use this one. So let's get started on this. So this theme looks really good on desktop and on mobile. It includes a lot of free blocks for Elementor. Elementor doesn't give you free blogging blocks in the free version, but by combining it with ColorMag theme, ColorMag gives you all these different kinds of blog displays. So this page will basically run by itself as you add new content. The content will dynamically refresh to show all the latest posts in all the categories that you choose to use on your blog. As I said earlier, this theme looks really good on mobile as well, all automatically responsive with all these blog posts displaying on your mobile page as well. So looks really nice, very much like a mainstream media professional magazine or news website. So if all this sounds interesting, then keep watching. All right, I'm just starting with a blank WordPress website like we've got here, and we are in our admin panel and we want to go to appearance and themes. We're going to add a new theme. We just search for ColorMag in the search box there, and we should get ColorMag here. We're going to install that one and then activate. Now we'll get an option to get started with ColorMag. All right, now here we'll see all the demo sites that we can use to start our website. So you'll see some of them are pro and then a few of them are free. So there's some quite good free ones. You can choose from Elementor designs and the default WordPress editor design. So the default one, there's not many choices here. There's just one free news site that works with the default editor, but Elementor actually has some quite nice ones. I think this theme is more focused towards Elementor. I quite like this dark one, but there's a general news one, and out of the 22 total Elementor designs, I think 7 or 8 of them are free. So I do like this dark one, and I think a lot of people are going to like that beauty blog one there. And the actual business magazine would make a pretty good corporate website. I think this looks quite professional. But I think this one actually looks quite a lot like what mainstream media websites use at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one for this demonstration. So let's import that one. So this is going to import our demo content and a few plugins as well that we need to run this site. And it just reminds us that this works best on a fresh install of WordPress like we've already done. So let's go ahead and confirm. And then we'll get a little success tick there that it was imported successfully. So now if we head over to our page, this is what we've got. So this is an Elementor page. So all of this is designed in Elementor, but all the content and images are from the post. So each post has a featured image, and that's what we see on this page. Now, as you add new posts to the page, you'll see them appear, and this page will update itself as you add articles. It'll keep itself up to date. Now, above the page, we've got the menu here. We've got categories, so each post can be assigned a category. It will automatically go into the correct location on the page. And we've got our logo here. We've got a nice little rotating ticker up the top that shows our latest content. And there's a space for a banner that we can turn that on or off, add our own advertisement there. and our social icons. So I'm going to go through how this all works, how to customize this page, how to add content, how to change categories, all the things you need to get this page working in a way that suits your project. So let's get started. First thing we'll do, let's start at the top here and let's have a look at this logo and banner. So let's go to our theme customizer. We can edit that in here. So in our customizer, this is pretty easy. We've got a blue pencil there. We can tick that and we can change our logo. And here we can just go ahead and select some files from our hard drive to upload. So I've got a few images that I'm going to use on this website, including the logo. So I'm going to upload them right now. And let's just wait for that to upload. All right, so I've got my idea news logo that I've made here, and I'm going to go ahead and select and upload that one. So this is 253 by 90 pixels. So I'm going to select that, skip cropping, and this is what we've got. I decided to keep it 253 by 90 pixels because that's the size of the original image, and I just made that in Canva. If you try and make a custom size image 253 by 90, you'll see that it's actually pretty common for images to be this size, and they've got a few little banner style things you can use if you want to use something pre-designed, but I just made a nice bold idea news logo, so I'll pop that in there. So if you don't have a Canva account already, set up a Canva account on canva.com, but let's get on with this. The banner is basically the same idea, 728 by 90 size image. We can click the blue pencil and we can select an image. So what I'll do here is same thing in Canva, custom size. That is 228 by 90. Just type that in. I've already done that, and you'll actually see in Canva they've got lots of ready-made example banners. So I'm just going to use this one for our example and go ahead and let's select that here. So let's grab that one. There we go. And we're going to use that one. Now to make the banner clickable, you just need to put a link in the advertisement image link there. So you can pop any link you want in there, an affiliate or advertising link. And then that will make this clickable. And then if you don't want this banner at all, those three dots there, you can just remove the block as well. But let's leave the ad on there for now and just for the demonstration. Now let's do the social icons. So we can go here. Now we can just customize what we've got on our social icons. You basically just change the link to suit your own social media. So for example, my YouTube is on channel IdeaSpot. So if you haven't subscribed to IdeaSpot channel on YouTube, you should do that right now. Also like this video. But anyway, you just put your own links in here and that will take them to your social media. If you want to remove an icon, you can just delete it. That will take it off. So I might delete off the Pinterest one as well, maybe. There we go. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for a news website maybe. And then once you're happy with how our heading looks at the moment, we can go ahead and hit publish. One thing I didn't get to do was the tab logo there. That's called a favicon. I'm going to go ahead and change that. That's the default ColorMag one. That is through the logo here. So logo, this is called site icon down here. We can change that image. I might upload one that I just made. So I just made a IdeaSpot news icon there. I just made that in Canva, 512 by 512, same font as I used for my logo. So there we go. We're going to select that one and pop that in. Then let's hit publish again. All right, now let's have a quick look at this menu here. So let's click the menu pencil here and we're going to go to edit menu there. So all these menu options link to a page for that category. We can create submenus by dragging the menu option here. So let's say we wanted fashion to go under entertainment. We could just drag it so it has a little bit of an indent underneath entertainment there. So there, now we've got fashion is under entertainment. And if we wanted to change the category, we could just rename one. For example, if we wanted technology to be science, for example, let's go ahead and click on that one. And let's just call this one science instead of tech. So now we've got science there. So let's go ahead and click publish. So you want to set this menu up to cover the topics that you want to cover on your magazine or news blog. So go ahead and set that up as you like, as I've done here. And now under posts and categories, we'll need to rename the one that we just changed. So we've got technology here. We can click quick edit there. Just change that one to science to match what we used before. And the slug is science in lowercase, and we can update that category. Now also under pages in our dashboard, we're going to have a page, an Elementor page called technology. We're going to change that one to be called science as well. There we go. And we click update. And the last thing we do here is the science Elementor page. Let's just have a look at it in Elementor to see if it references the old name. And as we can see here in Elementor, it still has a heading that says technology. I can just change that to science, or we could actually remove the whole block if you wanted to as well and make it look a little bit tidier. But let's just leave it how it was, I think. While we're on this page, there's a space there. You can put an advertisement image, or you can remove that block if you like. You can remove this little thing, but it just shows you that it's 300 by 250. If you go to Canva again, 300 by 250, they have a lot of examples on that size, so you can put your own custom ad if you like. But let's go ahead and change that to something. I'm going to click on that block there. That'll load up, and we do have to paste the URL of an image to go on there. So in our media library, we might just use one we've got on our own media library. Copy that URL for the image, and I'm going to paste that in here. So next thing to do is delete that little heading there. So that one, just right click that block and delete it. There we go. While we're here, I'll show you how these Elementor blocks actually work, because the ColorMag theme has actually installed these custom blocks into Elementor. If we click our Elementor blocks here, I'm going to close out of the default ones. We can actually see ColorMag widget blocks have these post grid things that we can drag and drop onto our page. So for example, this one is edit block style 2, and it is filtering only the science posts. So you can change that to match other categories if you like. All your categories will appear in there, and or you can just do latest posts altogether. So I think this one here is just the latest post. So if we look at here, it is the latest posts, and it just displays the one newest post on the side there. So that's how that works. The next one here is the style number 4, and it is filtering science category again. And the post here, it is displaying 6 posts in this list format. That's style number 4, and it's offset by 2. So the 2 most recent ones are up here, and then the next 4 are down here. Let's go back to this one. I'll show you what I mean. So posts, and doesn't have any offset. So that's the newest science post, second newest science post, third, fourth, fifth, and 6th. So that's how that works. And you can get to any of those blocks like I showed you before. Down here, they've got the styles 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9 in the free version here. And you can just drop these wherever you want. For example, if I could put a block style 2 below the science heading there, you can just pop that in. And there we go. We can choose the category. We can choose how many posts to display, and latest posts or from a category. For example, we could change to sport and have some sports posts there. Yeah, you can set this up however you want. I'm going to delete that off. And so you get the idea on how this works in Elementor. You just arrange your news page how you want it. Now I'm going to click update here. So we can repeat this process on the main page and all the other pages. In our WordPress dashboard under pages, we'll see all the pages built in Elementor. They'll be labeled as Elementor, and you can go ahead and click edit with Elementor and start working on them in that same way. And if you're viewing a page while you're logged in, you can actually see the edit with Elementor option there at the top. So we can go ahead and click that as well. That'll take us back into Elementor for that page. So on our front page, they have put a lot of blocks in here. I think the idea was to show the categories entertainment, fashion, food. On our front page, we've got tech here. You can change which category appears where just by changing the filter in there, obviously. So just go ahead and go back and change that filter, change the category, then just rename the heading if you wanted to do it like that. And I think you could just remove some of the stuff if you think it's unnecessary. For example, they've got this block and then this block down here, which show pretty much the same content. I'd rather just keep that one and remove that one, but that's totally up to you how you want to arrange things on your homepage. These are the latest posts, obviously. Now, removing that section did create a little bit too much empty space between those blocks, well, for my taste anyway. So I might figure out where the padding or the margin is. I can make this smaller. So let's have a look at this one. Usually it's under advanced, so this doesn't have any padding or margin. Let's try the one below it. Maybe that's got some top margin. There we go. So we could actually make that 0. And that looks a little bit tighter, a little bit better to my eye anyway, because that space looks similar to this space. So let's go ahead and update that. The other thing that's unique on the main page here is they have a video. You can go ahead and click that. You can link it to any YouTube video or Vimeo or any self-hosted video, really. Any link you want to a video can pop in there. Let's pop one of my own YouTube videos in there for this example. There we go. There we go. There's my Vultr server set up. So if you haven't set up your own server, this is quite a good way of running your own hosting in just about 20 minutes. So check that one out if you haven't. I think this has been quite a popular video, and you can save a lot of money by running your own server. One thing to be aware of if you are using a YouTube video is use the embed link. Don't use the share link. It doesn't actually work. So if you go to share, you'll get that link. Don't use that one. Use this embed link, and you need to find the HTTP in there and grab that embed link, copy that out. And then if we go back to Elementor, just paste that in there. And that should work just fine in actual, when people come to the site. Let me just load that up in a new window here. Our video looks like it's working just fine here. I'll link that one in the description if you're interested in watching that one. The only annoying thing with this is every time you want to update that video, you'll have to come back in, edit this page with Elementor and update that link. There's no way of doing it from the front end or the dashboard or anything. So if you didn't actually want this latest video thing in here, again, just go ahead and delete that out if you want to get rid of it altogether. And then you've just got the trending new posts there and your social media icons. I think that looks fine as well. Otherwise, I can just revert that. You can always revert changes in Elementor by going to your history there, and let's go back to this point. There we go. So you can change to the point of editing history in Elementor just with that little clock icon down the bottom there. One other thing you're probably going to want to do is change the colors of those category links there. So there's no way of doing that in Elementor. This is done through our customizer. So let's go ahead and do that. So back in our customizer, to get to these colors, that is under global and colors and category colors. So these colors, there's all pinks and greens, and they're pretty harsh to my eye, I think anyway. So I'd want to go ahead and update these. It's pretty easy, just select a better color. So I might go with that one. But again, just get that palette to suit your own taste. If you want ideas for a palette, my color.space is actually pretty cool. You can just put a base color in there and it'll generate some palette ideas for you. So you don't have to be a designer to find a nice eye-catching and easy on the eye looking palette. So try that out, update those to your own taste. So I've just skipped ahead. I based it on the shade of that news text here. So I popped that in and I used these colors and just made them a little bit softer, a little bit easier on my eyes at least. I think this looks a little better. And don't forget to hit publish after making any changes. I've already done that. And last thing I think we can look at pretty much is the footer down here. So they've got 4 widget areas for our footer. We've got social icons there. We've got copyright info down there. If we want to edit any of these, again, we just click that pencil and that will bring up the block that we've got in here. You'll notice these ones have titles. This one doesn't have a title. You could add a title here. So you could say about. There we go. We've got an about title there. So that brings up that nice little red tab on top. And you can add images and text in here. So I could remove that ColorMag image and there we go. And you can add media as well. Just click that. You can add any images into that area. So I think that looks pretty cool anyway. The gallery is an interesting one. That one is just links to some images from the media library. It doesn't really serve a lot of functionality. It doesn't automatically update with posts or anything. So I don't really love it. If you click edit gallery, you can link it to the attachments page, no link, or link it to the file directly. Yeah, you can choose your own images obviously as well here. Whoops, I clicked that by mistake. Let's go back to the home page. Where was I? Yeah, the actual gallery images themselves, you have to edit the gallery and remove images and add images there. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. I'm not a massive fan of it. If you wanted to get rid of it, what I might actually do here is just create this simple text one and duplicate something like this over to here. So we can click on the about one, and then we can actually duplicate it here. So we can duplicate, and we've got 2 of them here. Now I'm going to use a little trick. We're going to click that one, and we can actually use this little squiggly thing. We can move it to another place. And this will allow us to move it to a different area. So in this case, I want to move it to sidebar 4. Now we've got a text one there, and we can actually remove this one now. The gallery, we can just go ahead and remove that block. There we go. Now all I do is customize this to make it something else. So I call it maybe contact. And then we could go ahead and put our contact details in here. So we could have, address, phone number and everything. That looks pretty good. You could put an email, anything you want in there. I noticed this has a bit of white space in there. I might just get rid of that as well. We can just delete that space out. And that looks a bit better. Cool. Social icons, that's the same deal as the header. We don't need to go through that again. This copyright info in the free version, they don't give us any options to edit that, but I'm going to show you how we can just add a little bit of CSS and fix that up. So let's just go back to the main menu area here. And we've got our additional CSS. We can just paste in a bit of custom CSS. So let's get rid of this stuff and just change it to copyright idea spot. There we go. So basically, if you just want to get rid of the copyright info, just put copyright display none in there. And if you want to add your own copyright info, I've typed mine in there. It's just footer left socket section after, and then we can pop that in. I'll just share this on my blog, check the description, and you can just copy and paste that. Then the only stuff you'll need to change is that red text there. You can change it to your own text, but that looks pretty cool. Go ahead and do that. I think someone asked me, is that okay? Am I allowed to remove this stuff? If you've got it from WordPress.org, any of these themes that come with WordPress that you download through WordPress, it's all general public license, GPL. You're free to edit that stuff as much as you like. It's free to use, free to edit, customize, do whatever you want with it. GPL license, very nice. So go ahead and change it as you wish. Now that we know the basic skills of setting up this theme, let's see what happens when we actually add content. So let's go to our dashboard. We're going to go to post and we're going to add a new post. And let's go ahead and add something in here. So let's make a title. Let's say new politician elected, for example. There we go. Let's paste in some filler text here. And what we want to do in our post, we definitely want to set a featured image. So we'll notice that we've got featured images here. They're all 800 by 450. So I'd suggest keeping your featured images the same size. And I notice sometimes they do actually crop the images in a little bit on the side. So if there's a picture of a person or something important, make sure it's near the middle so it always looks good when it's displayed as more of a square than a rectangle. So just make sure that subject of the picture is near the middle. And I'm going to use, for this example, this guy here. Let's go ahead and set that as our featured image. And the other thing you want to do is assign categories. So let's say this is a news article and it was about politics. So we'd select those two. You can select multiple categories. It will appear on multiple pages under different blocks, depending on which filters are set. So this will appear under news and politics. Let's go ahead and publish this guy. There we go. So here we go. Here's our new post. I just opened it up here. We can actually see it on the home page as well. The new post will appear. That's the latest post that appears first under news and politics. So that's how that works. If we go ahead and click it, it displays on this template. I might show you how to edit this sidebar a little bit later, but it looks pretty good. And it looks like by default, comments are left on this page. So we can turn that off. I'll show you how to do that. And I'll show you how to edit this sidebar in just a second. So let's go ahead and work on that. Let's go back to our dash. Righto, so under settings and discussion, we want to change the comment settings. Basically, we untick allow people to submit comments on new posts, and I think that's basically it. Notice that'll only apply for new posts, so our existing post will still have the comments there. If you've got an existing post, you can edit the post, and we can actually remove the discussion from there. There'll be a tab here under discussion. We can turn that off. We can turn that off as well. Hit update, and there we go. Oop, I missed the chance to click. Anyway, scrolling down, the comments are gone there. Looks all good. For our sidebar here, we can go to the customizer again. Again, just click these pencils. Let's say I don't want the archive widget. We can go ahead and just remove it. And I think the meta widget down there as well. I'd rather remove that as well. But I think having the recent posts and the categories is a pretty good thing to have on your sidebar. The other thing you can do is there is different layouts for the posts. So we can actually go to our layout. Where is that? From our main menu, it's under global and layout and the sidebar layout. They have layouts for pages and single posts. So this is what we've got here. Single post, we can have a right sidebar. We can have no sidebar. We can have this layout. A little bit more narrow. I think this is more readable. Actually, I think people prefer having the wider space on the side. And you can have a left sidebar as well. You'd have to build that sidebar in the customizer as we did earlier with that other sidebar. But I think the default one actually looks pretty cool anyway. So I'm going to leave it as the default. But the main focus for our post was just remember to always, where's our post here? Let's edit that post. Remember to always add a featured image and assign the categories, and then everything will work really well on this theme. It's based on images and categories. That's how everything pretty much works on these pages. So just go ahead and follow that method. The only other page that's a little bit different is this contact page. So if you follow this page here, we'll see we've got a form and we've got some text instructions there and an example widget here. So let's start with the widget. For example, let's go. They've got a link to the widget screen actually. That'll take us to our WordPress dashboard, appearance and widgets. And what we want to find here is our contact page sidebar. So that is here. And it says once we edit this, it will replace what we've got. So basically we can actually just add in our own content here. So we can just go ahead, add a paragraph, put in a bit of filler text, and maybe even add a little image here. We can add an image from our media library. Let's grab maybe that one. There we go. And maybe I'll put the image above the text. Cool. All right, let's hit update there. And once I've reloaded this contact page, we can see our content is in there now. And for this stuff here, we can actually edit the page. It says this contact page is Everest forms and blah, blah, blah. All we have to leave in here is that little code that has our Everest form ID on there. There we go. That's all we need. Just leave that like that. And you can link to other kinds of forms. You can use WP forms or gravity forms or whatever forms you want. Just put the code to the form in there. I'll show you how this works in just a second actually. But now you can see I've removed that instruction text and we just need to have a look at how this form actually works. You'll see in your dashboard, you actually get Everest forms, all forms, and we are looking at form 368, I think. This is form 368. So we can actually have a look at this, click edit. The contact form is pretty standard. You can add extra blocks and fields to it just by dragging this stuff in. I'm not going to cover this in detail. The other thing you want to look at is the settings here, and under email settings there, you've got admin notification. You just want to change these addresses. That's where the form will actually send its content to. So just go ahead and change those up and click save when you're done. Now, before we wrap this up, I did run into one little issue here. The social icons on the Elementor pages are a little bit different to the social icons on the post pages. This is particularly an issue with the YouTube one. I don't like this old style YouTube logo. I couldn't figure out a way to fix it. Actually, I could figure out a way to fix it. I will show you how I fixed it because I just went back to our dashboard. There's a plugin that will make all the icons uniform. So let's add a new plugin. So in add new plugins, we search for social icons. The one I used was this Easy Social Icons by Cybernetics. Install that, activate that one. And with that active, that fixed up that completely. If I reload this, we should get the nice YouTube logo. So that looks all good. All the YouTubes and all the other logos are going to be up to date and uniform across the site. So that fixes that up. So from here, to finish this off, all you do is go ahead and delete all these demo posts. So just under posts or posts, just delete the ones that came with our demo site. Add in your own posts. You'll need about 20 or so posts before this page will start looking right. I think multiple categories. Make sure the categories are named as you want. Arrange them as you want in that menu, as we did earlier. And just remove any categories that you don't want. All right, so overall, I quite liked using this ColorMag theme. I think for using Elementor, creating a magazine type site for a free theme, this is probably the best one if you're using Elementor. And I was using the free version of Elementor, free plugins for this entire tutorial, as I said earlier. But if you would rather use Gutenberg, there was one choice for Gutenberg. The other choice for Gutenberg, which is the standard WordPress editor, is the Bloxy theme. They have Bloxy News template. This one looks pretty good. I've covered that on the channel before. I'll put my Bloxy tutorial up at the end of this video. But the other thing is, obviously, if you want to run a news website that gets a lot of traffic, you'll need good, fast web hosting. A quick way of getting powerful web hosting is Cloudways. I'll put my quick setup tutorial right here. So check that one out as well. You can get a free trial and test out Cloudways as well, which is quite generous. So yeah, check that one out too. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.